Hello and welcome to another update video on Solana. I wanted to start here on the larger time frame. I haven't really covered the larger time frame in a long time. Not on this channel. I think there was an update recently on the MCO Global channel. But I just wanted to take a look at the bigger picture from the weekly or 2 week rather down to the daily and then the short-term charts. That gives you a really good idea of what's going on here on the Solana chart. Because the biggest question many of you have is this the bear market? Are we already in a bear market? And I mean, it is a tricky situation because we're just ranging, guys. We have been moving sideways since March 24. This was literally the Solana bull market. And then you could even say since March 24, it's just been a sideways range. Yeah. What can I say? It is what it is. And because Solana is so volatile, we have to give this chart some room. And technically speaking, Solana could be still working on a 5-wave pattern from the 2022 low or 2023 low. Yeah. I want to talk about a couple of scenarios here. And these scenarios give us certain support levels. And I try to keep it as simple as possible. The more detailed wave structure will then be visible on the daily chart. But what you see here is the possibility of a 5-wave move up that's still unfolding in yellow and orange. In both of these scenarios, yellow and orange, support is between $62 and $90. Now, does it mean we have to test it? No, it just means we should ideally not break below $62. If we do, then this scenario will become far less likely. And in this scenario, we have a wave 1, we have a wave 2, we have a wave 3, and that really hasn't changed. And we can say that this was a wave 4 possibly. And now we're in a wave 5. I must say, now, I looked at it in the last member live stream, last Sunday, because that was one of the questions, like the weekly chart. I must say, what would actually look quite good is this orange scenario, which is basically the same like yellow. It's just that this wave 4 never finished. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's going to become my primary. I mean, look at this. This looks actually beautiful. Hold on. Wave 1, wave 2, and then in wave 3 here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. And then this is an A wave down. This looks like a 5-wave decline. Yeah, this decline from the January 25 high. This is a crystal clear 3-wave move up. And so maybe this indeed is our ABC structure and we test 62 to 90. 90, by the way, is an ideal target for a 4th wave. And then we could get a 5th wave up. I start to like this scenario really a lot. I'll probably have to sleep over it if I make that my primary count. Because, as you know, for the last 1, 2, 3 weeks, we've been looking for lower prices here anyway. But there is a support area between this lower support and where we're now. And this is, yeah, it's this $118 level. It's a little lower. It's $117.80. And you see that on the smaller time frame. But this is a micro support zone because there is a count where we could just move up in some kind of a B wave. There are different ways how this could play out. I want to keep it simple, but it could basically be an ABC structure, for example. Yeah. And in the yellow scenario, to be honest, this could also be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I want to keep it simple. But the wave counts, they're just labels. And they basically just give us the levels to watch. So we have a support area up here, but there's no reaction. So we need to be ready for a test of lower support. If that happens, we have an ABC. By that time, everybody will be bearish. And this would be a perfect sentiment for the market to turn around. So yeah, and that's also why I think it's dangerous to, let's say, if you set a stop below that last low here, and then it just dips into the lower support area and then it recovers, then you're going to be sidelined. So it can make sense to wait for a little bit of confirmation here. And yeah, this this scenario for one more high will really only become, from a weekly chart point of view, less likely below $62. So let us also take a look at the Solana daily time frame then, because this is where we can see the support area here in a bit more detail. And I will have to add, honestly, I will have to add that orange wave 4 to this daily chart as well. I just have different wave degrees on the, this is the daily chart, so I have different wave degrees because it shows much more detail. We need to consider this could be a wave 4 there. I really like the idea of that, actually. But it depends on whether we can hold this $117, $118 area. This is upper support, yeah. And I will also add, actually, this $90 support area to our daily chart. Because this is actually, I mean, it might be a bit of hopium. I don't know. It's actually a reasonable wave count, yeah, orange. So it's something to keep in mind. Wave 4 support. I will write that down here. Wave 4 support. So everybody knows it, yeah. Something to keep in mind. Okay. And if we zoom in a bit, we can see that the market has now tested the 61.8 retracement of the last bounce that started in April. We have a bounce here, pullback, hit support, and if we see a decent bounce from here, it could be the start of the next rally. I have no evidence yet that we've bottomed, and as you will see on the smaller time frame, lower is still likely. So let's actually take a look at the shorter time frame as well for Sol, the 1 hour time frame here. And this is everything zoomed in, yeah. And we had a rejection today in resistance in the Discord update I sent through an hour ago or so. I mentioned that a wider wave 4 is still possible. So basically this wave count here. So if you're on Discord, then you know this wave count already. Basically like a now or never situation here. Where the price, honestly, I probably have it rather like that, but it doesn't make a difference. Where the price bottomed in this third wave, and then we moved into resistance over the weekend, got rejected, and this is basically now the chance for the market to form that broader wave 4. We could have topped already in wave 4. It's not needed that we form this larger wave 4, but it's absolutely possible. And if we do it, then it needs to start from down there. Obviously, we already moved a bit now. Bear in mind, this is now the micro pattern, microstructures. Resistance is unchanged. It's between $141.60 and $148.11. Only if we break above this lower resistance, we're likely going to aim for the upper resistance between $157 and $167. Upper resistance, yeah, only become relevant if we break above 148. Until we actually break above the very first resistance level or area, there's literally absolutely nothing that tells me that we've bottomed. Nothing, yeah. This is not directly bullish here, what I see here. It's just a consolidation below resistance, and we haven't even broken above the $145 level. That is normally what we call an ideal target, yeah, for a fourth wave. And downside pressure remains, and I'm tracking, actually, if you've watched the Bitcoin video, then you know that there is let's say a similar scenario. There's a very similar scenario where the price could go down a little bit more as per these microstructures here, yeah. And the next micro support levels, and this again, this is only the 1 hour time frame here. Next micro support levels are at 126.50 and 117. Now, before we wrap it up, I would like to take a look at the RSI, the relative strength index, on the daily time frame. Let's take a look at some indicators. Because the RSI on the daily has formed a slight bullish divergence. Very slight. I'm not, as I said, I'm not convinced here that a meaningful low is formed, so we might go a little lower, and that bullish divergence might break. But we are in the oversold region, basically. Yeah. Now, as you've seen, there is a chance, I label it as alternative for now, but there is a chance of this larger wave 4. This could seriously send the RSI down lower, but we'll see. Normally the daily RSI really hasn't gone below 20 in a long time. Yeah, a very long time. If it's ever, it's never broken below 20. And typically when it finds support in the oversold region, it's around 24, yeah, on the daily RSI. Maybe we get there. It looks a bit like that. So that's the RSI. I also wanted to take a look on the weekly chart, see what the weekly RSI actually does. So the MACD, MACD is still in a downtrend. Yeah, still in a downtrend. Looks a bit like there's still some more downside ahead of us, and that actually also adds weight for this to this orange scenario. Yeah, and also let's take a look at the RSI. So as I said, I like that orange count, because I don't see any bottom anyway at the moment. Yeah, I mean, we're testing support, yeah, but there's no confirmation that we've actually bottomed. RSI is now coming close on the weekly to that level where we found support already in April. And this level is around 37. So we should pay attention to this level when we get there, but there's currently no reversal signal. It bottomed out last time when the MACD, MACD formed the low as well. So maybe we see a few more weeks of downside, and then it could find support. I mean, maybe in this upper support area, but to be honest, at the moment, it looks a bit like we might enter that lower support region, which I don't think would be a disaster. It would actually give a nice entry for those who want to trade a fifth wave up. But I will double check all of that in detail once more over the coming days. But this, I'm just saying, I wanted to prepare you for that wider wave 4 scenario. Yeah, specifically, this is, I think, increased in likelihood because this here is really only a 3-wave move up. And the direct bullish scenarios really rely on this entire move as a diagonal pattern or an ABC. And yeah, this is a bit questionable. So, I mean, had we seen now any upside reaction, you know, it would be a bit different, but there's currently no sign that we've bottomed. Any changes, of course, I will let you know as you know, you're here at first here. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I can only recommend, if you don't follow us yet on X, feel free to do so. There are additional updates, all sorts of things, mindset tips, and so on. So check it out. I'll leave a link in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching the videos on this YouTube channel. If you've been thinking about joining MCO as a member, now might be a great time. You can use the link in the video description and apply the discount code right below it. You will get 50% off your first month of our Gold membership, and you can explore everything we offer. It's the easiest way to test the membership, see if it's a good fit for you, and get a feel for the community, join the conversation, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in our member area.